The European Parliament set up the Brexit steering group, led by Guy Verhofstadt. Michel Barnier was appointed chief EU Brexit negotiator. Secrecy was paramount.
Oui, il filme, mais il n'y a que de problème, c'est ça.
Vous filmez pas là?
High-level international diplomacy and negotiations like the Brexit divorce define the lives of millions. They are carried out on our behalf as citizens, but take place mostly behind closed doors. We rarely get to see what really happens. Guy Verhofstadt and his team broke that rule and gave me, a Belgian filmmaker, access to their side of the dispute during the 2 whole years of the negotiations.
They're going nowhere.
They're stuck. And you were super stressed. Did you see it?
Yeah. But we've seen how desperate the situation is.
Then they say, no, but we promised to leave.
Yeah.
And that is not leave. Is not leave enough.
Yeah.
No, it's leave, but not enough, because people are gonna think it's a sale. It's not the same.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're not there, eh? You're not very close to a solution, eh?
No.
They will stay.
The worst possible outcome.
Europe has brought there where you see the pictures of young people, 15, 16 years old, who died in the conflict, based on nationalism, based on extremism. And so to secure that this violence doesn't return, that is, I think, an absolute priority for our House. And that means, why not?
Shortly after his Ireland trip, Guy Verhofstadt is invited to the UK permanent residence in Brussels for tea with David Davis, the UK Brexit Secretary.
David Davis explained to us that Ireland's not a problem. They've got lots of control systems. They know everybody who's going in and out across the border. They have automatic control, and they'll take a loss in the excise duties that they're getting, but it doesn't matter. It really matters. So basically, we don't really give a fuck what goes through the border in any case. We know who the baddies are. Exactly. There might be a problem with terrorism. If there's a problem with terrorism, that might be a problem. But okay, if a terrorist,
We're gonna find them.
That was more or less what he said.
So head in the fucking clouds.
That same afternoon, Verhofstadt receives a number of UK members of Parliament.
You come to inform me what the solution is for Ireland and Northern Ireland? I hope so. That,
I know that you're upset that Britain's leaving the EU, but to politicise this decision to punish Britain, you're punishing Ireland as well. We need an open border for travel and for trade.
But we're punishing nobody. What we are talking is the consequence of a decision. That's the point. Take for example, for one or other reason there is no deal. We have not started to talk about no deal. It's the UK side who have started to talk about no deal. No deal is better than a bad deal. Who has said that? We have not said it.
For the United Kingdom as a free trading, seafaring, outward-looking global nation, why do we want to box ourselves in? And you know, the decision's been made, and I say again, Britain will not be imposing a border, so you would have to, the EU would harm the people of Ireland by imposing this hard border.
Yeah, that's without a barrier. We don't want a barrier.
So
we
let's
have
just
already
agree
said
not
it.
to have it and carry on as we are.
Yeah, but that you don't want because you go out.
No, it's nothing. Yeah, but
Well, Andrew,
okay. All right. Terry, you have it. You have it.
there's a fascinating discussion.
Yeah.
Actually, it's quite interesting.
But maybe it was better to have it before the referendum than after the referendum.
Yeah, that's okay. But just trying to find out
I'm most proud of you when you take on a Tory and win. You know that? She's a fucker, yeah? I was delighted.
And we are causing the problem.
The EU.
You're going up. There is no border.
The EU.
Create a border.
See, that's the game they're
But
playing.
it's good that
emotional
Nick
game.
say, yeah, well, the chicken with claw that comes in from America in there. Oh, all good. I know, our standards, you're going to follow our standards.
But I like
Are we
how you
gonna
push
go
back
there?
on the EU. We don't want a border, but you guys are going to impose it, and poor Ireland are going to suffer.
Yeah, you see what
Yeah, shoot, the fuck is that?
yeah,
This is a game.
Yeah, that's the game. That's the game.
It's an emotional
Yeah,
game.
that's the game.
Verhofstadt's meeting with British MPs was dominated by a hard Brexiteer from the Conservative Party. But not all the Conservatives share his ideas. The party led by Theresa May is very divided over Brexit. There are hard Brexiteers who would leave the EU even without a deal. Soft Brexiteers who want a deal that keeps the UK as closely tied to the EU as possible. And Remainers who simply don't want to leave the EU. May has to reconcile all their views, and that's proving tricky. In a speech in Florence in Italy, she admits what Europe had predicted, that the talks may take longer than they first thought.
The United Kingdom will cease to be a member of the European Union on the 29th of March 2019. But the fact is that at that point, neither the UK nor the EU and its member states will be in a position to implement smoothly many of the detailed arrangements that will underpin this new relationship we seek. For example, it will take time to put in place the new immigration system required to retake control of the UK's borders. A period of implementation would be in our mutual interest. And that is why I am proposing that there should be such a period after the UK leaves the EU.
Show you guys some information. Is this move in the right direction? No, tell me now. Tell me right now. Come on. I need to hear it from you. Otherwise, you're going to stay. No, I'm going to listen to every single word.
Do you think Theresa May's speech has allowed for a breakthrough in talks?
I'm going to take all this inside. Thank you.
Come on, don't be shy. Tell me now.
Have tensions eased between the EU and the UK?
I have to tell you, it is a little bit surrealistic that I am giving a speech about the future of Europe here in London, the capital of a country that is about to leave the Union, while then Prime Minister May gave her speech on Brexit in a European city, in Florence. I think she chose Florence because Florentine politics in the 15th century made her feel at home, I think. You know, backstabbing. You know, backstabbing, betrayal, noble families fighting for power, and so on and so on. So I think that it is an environment that she recognized very well.
Message, it's not clear. You see them next week.
Yes.
They're going to use against the meetings with you next week to say about it. There is no need. Correct. There is no need, we are busy. Because for the moment, this whole thing, also their visits last week, was a joke. They had nothing to say. They have seen everybody of us. The users. The users. Sure. To show that they are busy.
Get rid of them! We kicked them out!
We finally turned them into a colony. And that was our plan from the first moment.
All the Romans came to me, Guy, can I become Belgian citizen after this whole because I don't think I will need to.
Only Robin.
Only Robin.